Welcome back to the Marty Brown Gym. We're at halftime, 25-24, Franklin on top. Matt Hennessy with 11 points to lead his team in the first half. Trent Nordze has 9, and despite all the run and gun and all the threes taken in that second period, Jack, it was 8-8 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe. Like I say, the pace of this game has picked up so much from the beginning.
Now we've had 5 lead changes in the first half. And again, stay tuned near the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Oil Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game, where we'll pick the top athlete of tonight's game. And somebody's going to Southern New Hampshire University in about 16 minutes. We'll find out who, and if it is Kearsarge, by the way, we will have the coverage from Southern New Hampshire. That'll be a 6 o'clock game. But I don't want to jinx them, so we'll just see how it plays out here. They led by 10 against Franklin the last time these two teams played. Tonight they find themselves in a battle. The Torres boys back out there again at the guard positions. I think I might see a little tighter defense in this second half.
Yeah. That was good defense by Franklin.
Averaging 62 points, 7 points a game, Kearsarge during the season. Franklin 61.3. I mean, you look at the stats, and they're pretty evenly matched right down the line. Nice steal. Taylor Matos. And he'll take it, and
big man against big man there.
No foul. That is the 6th lead change of the night.
And I have a feeling it won't be the last.
Kind of feels one of those games that the team that shoots the ball last will win it.
Yeah, I agree.
Now Corey Nelson decides to slow things down just a tad here. You come out at the half, Jack. The guys that were hot in the first half might not be, and the guys that weren't hot in the first half all of a sudden are. So you never know how that halftime affected the kids.
Yeah, exactly right.
Certainly Hennessy was hot with his 3 threes. Trent Nordze was hot early.
Well, Coach Camp still has Matos on Hennessy. It's been working.
Oh, he certainly...
And just as I say that, they get the ball to him.
Yeah, we get over there in time to affect the shot, certainly.
Well, you know, when you're that big, it's just your presence, you know?
Yeah, just the footsteps.
Absolutely right, absolutely right,
yeah.
You know?
Moving it inside. Back Matos.
I have a feeling that's what Coach Camp said during halftime. We got to get the ball inside. We got 2 big guys down there. You know, let's use our height.
Well, he had 21 points against them back on February 12th. And right now he's sitting with 6. So they got to remember what got them that victory. Every possession in this game is so important, Jack.
Yeah.
Tornadoes are going to pull back on defense. Trent Nordze, a senior, playing in his last game on this court. Into the big guy again. He was covered by Hennessy.
See, now that's 2 times in a row, Jim, that they're getting the ball inside. All right? I mean, they got away from it because Matos got into some foul trouble early, but now they're going right back to it.
You're not going to have to, Franklin's going to have to make a change. They can't let Hennessy play this big guy.
No.
Because he'll just eat him up on the paint.
Tournament time, you got to make your free throws, Jim.
Absolutely. That's the 3rd one missed tonight by, that's the 4th one missed tonight by Kearsarge. Making 5. Put back. Yes, sir.
Wow, what a nice
Huge.
So now you got Nordzi, who in the first half was shooting lights out, and now he goes down and gets a rebound, puts it in.
And that puts Hennessy on the bench with 3 fouls. And into the game comes Pat Carey, a senior. They do not have an answer right now. Put back? No. Second time.
Yeah. They're just, you know what?
7-point lead. Largest lead of the night. Timeout taken by the Golden Tornadoes. Let's take this TV timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the Monty Brown Gym. 4:57 to go in third period. 7-point lead now for Kearsarge. If your business is interested in advertising on YCN, or maybe you'd like your team to be televised, give us a call or drop us an email at info@ycnnow.com. I think they might have found the key right there, Jack. They've been going to the low post and taking advantage of that mismatch.
Yeah,
Will they
totally
move
agree.
Bean over?
Yeah. And, you know, here's the thing. You know, Bean does a good job on defense, but he can't keep both Matos out of there.
No. Pick your poison.
Yeah, absolutely right.
When you consider they got 15 of their 25 points from 3 points, and yet they've got a guy 6'8" down there in Dana Bean who has only 1 bucket. So they've you know, you live by the 3, you die by the 3, Jack. Yeah. And you got to think they got to try to get the ball to their big guy as well. I mean, there's a guy who got 30 points against them back on February 12th, and they've held him thus far to 3.
Well,
Number 3 on Nordzi.
yeah, and I think he's going to get, I think he was shooting a 3, Jim, so he's going to get three free throws.
Torres is 1 for 1 from the line. He's got 6 points in the night. These are 3 big ones, too. Torres and Bean. Torres could possibly be playing in his last game. He's a 1,000-point scorer for Franklin High, along with Dana Bean, both on the court at the same time. And that has not happened much in high school basketball history in the state. They've had kids who maybe played together and one had 1,000, the other scored 1,000 later, but 2 at the same time.
Yeah, it's a rarity, and it's a tribute to the the program at Franklin High School.
Yep.
You know?
Well, they're tough. They're gym rats up there, kind of like Manchester Central, where you're from. You know, that's where they live. It's going to be out on Torres. 4:08 to go here in the third period. It's a 4-point lead now for the Cougars.
Let's see if they can continue to get the ball inside.
Big rebound for Bean. He went up for that one. Bean and Taylor Matos going at each other defensively down here. What a nice feed.
Yeah, that's a nice feed. See, you get the ball into Torres' hands, and he makes things happen.
Kearsarge has some open shots out there, but they like to work it inside, into the paint. Bean with the rebound. Bean to Torres, pushing it. Hennessy open in the corner. Torres will take it himself. That's going to be a foul.
You know, Jim, that's going to be the hardest call in basketball.
Yep.
You know?
Nick Pettigrew is first. And Ed Camp wants a timeout with a 2-point lead, 3:19 to go. Let's take this TV timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. Well, the 7-point lead has evaporated down to 2 for Kearsarge, 32-30 with 3:19 to go here in the third period. Hey, have you seen our new and improved website, ycnnow.com? You can tune in whenever you want on your smartphone or your computer for all our local shows that are on YCN, your local view.
Well, the Cougars have a 2-point lead.
3 big foul shots from Kenny Torres as he went up with a 3 and was fouled in the act. He made them all. Nothing for Hennessy. Mattos is there.
Like we were saying earlier, it's just his presence.
There's the steal. They're going to call a foul on Johnson. He thought he got all ball, but Tom Johnson picks up his first. That's going to send Corey Nelson to the line for 2. And a chance to tie this game up. They have made 8 from the free throw line tonight. Talk about making your foul shots. Number 9. Kearsarge has missed 5. So right now, difference is foul shooting, Jack.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's frustrating as a coach to, because games are won and lost. Games are won and lost with free throws. I still say they got to get the ball inside, Jim.
You know, it was working so effectively for them. And the big guy will go from the outside.
Yeah. It's always nice to have a brother when you miss a shot. Huh? It's always nice to have your brother.
Brother got your back.
Exactly right. I got your back.
Or he threw up a prayer. And Bean called for the foul on the floor. 3-point lead now for Kearsarge. That's number 2 in him. You know, not the high scoring of a game you might have expected with the offensive power on this floor and the height, but it has been a defensive struggle for sure. Over the back.
You know, even though he wasn't able to put that in, you think they practiced that a couple of times around the house? Or?
2:08 to go. Stay tuned at the end of the telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Oil Turning Up the Heat player of the game. We'll be picking the top performer of this game. Get it into the big guy, Matos. I don't know, Jack. Back comes Torres, and he's going to go to the line.
I think they have goaltending on this one, Jim. It looked to me like Matos, when the ball went up, he put his hand on the cylinder.
Okay.
And so they called offensive goal.
So Jaden Torres gets the 2 points.
Yep.
34-33. Kearsarge holding on to their 1-point lead here. They led by as many as 7. And they did it by pounding the ball inside. Now they're going to the outside. Are you surprised, Jack, by the kind of the change in the strategy here?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's what Coach Camp wants here. Like I say, they continue to pound it inside to the 2 big guys.
Hey, let's go. Come on, defend.
I really think they got to go back to that.
Game of the Week, by the way, is broadcast every week on YCN, your local view. It premieres every Wednesday at 7:30 or on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. Now, do you have to do that when you're officiating, Jack? Get down on your knees and wipe the floor like that?
No.
Right. No. Well, the good thing is you'd have 2 guys to help you get up. Huh?
here's the thing that there's a little bit of water on the floor, and they only give him like a little face cloth. You know what I mean? So.
Waiting for a towel we are. Well, it gives us an opportunity to say, let's take this TV timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. All right, the housekeeping chores are done, Jack. They brought out an official towel.
Yeah, that was a nice towel. That was a really nice towel.
34-33. Kearsarge on top. Quarterfinal action here. And a little full court pressure. Tommy Johnson on the ball on Torres. Oh, there's a little step in the park. Jake Geddes.
You know, both teams now, okay, we're getting down to the end of the third quarter. Now both teams are putting some pressure, and not just letting them, come up the court and set up.
Half-court pressure by Franklin. Nice defense by Hennessy. Reaching around to get his hand in the passing lane. Hennessy hasn't been able to take a three in a while. Down to minute 15 to go in this period. They're very close to walking again. There's Hennessy. Minute 5 to go.
Well, that's good defense by Franklin. The foul was on Jason or Jaden Torres. He was underneath with all the big trees.
Couldn't see the fourth through the trees, Jack.
Yeah.
That's number 2 on him. Number 3 on him. This game is going to be decided in fouling.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Dana Bean, that's number 3 on him. Nordsey going to the line. He is 1 of 3 from the line tonight. Make it 1 of 4.
Yep.
Timeout taken with 40 seconds to go and a 2-point lead for Kearsarge. Let's take this TV timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week. All right, we're down to 40 seconds. 2-point lead here for Kearsarge. Franklin will have the ball. The Torres boys are back out there with Jake Geddes in the forecourt. Bean and Hennessy. Looks like they may be playing for 1 here, Jack. They led by 1 at the half, led by 1 at the end of the first period. They trail by 2 here. Torres going to take the shot for 2.
Well, he definitely got a shooter's roll there.
All right, they get the lead by 1. That is the 7th lead change. 36-35 at the end of 3. Let's take this TV timeout. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.